These are the video notes that are going to go with exterior angles of triangles and equations. Okay, now we learned in the last video that about exterior angles and interior angles of triangles and how they're related. So here's our remember statement from those notes. The exterior angle is equal to the two remote interior angles added together. Okay, we're going to need to know this fact to set up equations and find values for x. Okay, so let's just jump in. Example 1. Okay, here is my triangle, our little basic model triangle that we're used to, just like that. Now, we're going to let this top angle right up here be 10x plus 32. Okay, so 10x plus 32. We're going to let this bottom angle right here be 4x plus 2. And then we've got our exterior angle out here, which is 146. Okay, now I want you to remember in our last video what we talked about was the fact that that exterior angle out here is equal to these two interior angles added together. Okay, I'm going to use that fact to set up my equation. Okay, so I'm going to take all of this, the 10x plus 32, and I'm going to add it to all of that, the 4x plus 2. So let's write that down. 10x plus 32 plus 4x plus 2, and that's going to equal up to that exterior angle, which is 146. Now, I have an equation here that I can solve. Let's go ahead and put our river in. Okay? Now, we know the first thing we're going to do is combine our like terms. So that means what? I'm going to put the 10x and the 4x together. So 10x plus 4x is going to give me 14x. And then I'm going to put the 32 and the 2 right here together. So 32 plus 2 is going to give me 34. And that's equal to 146. Now we're still continuing solving, so we know the next thing is to subtract 34 from both sides, just like this. Put your line. Now we know 34 minus 34 is canceling out. So I have 14x equal to 146 minus 34, which is 112. Okay. Now the last step we know is to divide by that 14, just like this. And when I do that, I'm going to get x is equal to 8. There I go. Okay, pause your video and copy this down if you need to. Okay. Now, example 2. Let's do example 2 together. Example 2, I'm going to start with a right triangle right here. And I'm going to extend that side down. Now I said we're going to have a right triangle, so I'm going to put a right angle right there. Y'all know that little box means right angle. Okay? Now, this top angle up here, I'm going to make that a plus 5. Y'all see that a plus 5? And this exterior angle down here at the bottom is going to be 5a plus 3. Now, what do we know? We know this exterior angle is going to be equal to these two angles added together. Now, By the way, what is that angle right there? What's the right angle so we know it's really what? 90 degrees? Okay, so now let's do this. Let's add these two interior angles right here. So I'm going to take A plus 5 plus this 90, and that's going to equal up to the 5A plus 3. Okay, now I need to solve this for A, so we're going to stick our river right in here. Now, we're going to combine our like terms on the same side of the river first. So that means over here, I've got to put together the 5 plus the 90. So what I'm going to have is A plus, well, 5 plus 90 we know is 95. That's an easy peasy one. Equal to 5A plus 3. Now, I need to solve right here. So I'm going to subtract the 5A from both sides, just like this. We know that. If we have A's on either side, we got to move them over, get them together. Now I have, oh, by the way, what's right here in front of this A? We can put a 1 placeholder, can't we? So we got 1 minus 5, which is negative 4A plus 95 equal to 3. Now I got to move the 95, don't I? And since it's plus 95, I'm going to minus 95. Just like that. Make my river just a little bit longer. Made my river too short. Now, I bring down the negative 4A. The 95 minus 95 cancels out. That's equal to 3 minus 95, which is negative 92. If I divide both sides by negative 4, and guys, you can use your calculator if you want to. Negative 92 divided by negative 4 is a positive 23. There we go. Pause your video and copy that down. Okay. Now we have example 3 to work on. So, example 3, right here, okay? Again, I'm going to make my triangle look a little different just because they do this. Okay? Almost didn't leave enough room to extend that side up there. Now, I want to look right here at this exterior angle, and that angle is going to be 20x minus 39. Okay? Now, this angle right here, I'm going to struggle to get it written in there, so I'm going to write it right here outside of the angle, and that's what that little arrow means. That is going to be 11x plus 3. This other angle right here, I'm going to write it right here, and that is going to be 4x plus 3. Okay? Now, what do I know? I know this outside angle up here is equal to these two angles down here because they're the opposite angles or remote angles added together. So if I set up my equation, let's add these together. So what am I going to have? I'm going to have 11x plus 3 plus the 4x plus 3. And what is that going to equal to? The 20x minus 39. Oh, the Lord, there's x's and constants running everywhere in this one, isn't it? Okay, this is about as difficult as they will come. Now, let's put my river in. Okay, now, let's combine our like terms. Okay, So on this side of the river, I've got 11x plus 4x, which is 15x, plus this 3 plus that 3 gives me 6. What do I have on the other side of the river? 20x minus 39. Okay, now we need to start moving x's and constants to their same sides. So let's subtract the 20x. Put my line right there. Well, 15 minus 20 is negative 5x plus 6. Over here, 20x minus 20x cancels out, and that leaves me with negative 39. And then I'm going to subtract this 6 from both sides. Yeah, I've done this so many times. I know y'all know this. And that's going to give me negative 5x. The 6 minus 6 cancels out. Negative 39 minus 6 is negative 45. If I divide by negative 5, I'm going to have x is equal to 9. And there's my answer. Now, once you get your notes copied down, put them in your interactive notebook, and then go to Canvas, and you have actually 2 assignments that go with these notes. The first assignment is more like example 1. The second assignment is more like example 2 and 3.